Hello! Welcome to another edition of World of Warcraft All the Things Challenge Let's Play. In the last episode, we did a Legion dungeon. In this one, we're going to be doing a Battleground. I know I've been doing a lot of that recently, but it's kind of what I'm feeling recently, so I like doing leveling group content. I can't tell you why, but that's what I'm enjoying, so. And we're still getting things on the way, so like with Battlegrounds, we get honor levels, which I'm at level 16 right now. We're almost at 17. With dungeons, we get transmog, and then while leveling, we get transmog and quests and levels. I mean, levels are important. Levels are important because like you need lots of alts to get through all the things challenge. But 2, levels are important because on Data for Azeroth, it rates you higher the more levels you have. And my extent of that will always be somewhat limited because I'm not going to be willing to pay for more than 2 accounts. Just not going to happen. Unless I become a gold, making extraordinaire, in which case then maybe I'll, pay for a 3rd account with gold or something. But for the most part, I'm going to have 120 characters. And then once I get those to max level, then my Data for Azeroth max level score is going to be capped. Someone could literally go crazy and get 10 accounts and then get 600 characters. In which case, yeah, they're going to have a higher Data for Azeroth score. I'm sure there's someone who's gotten a lot of Data for Azeroth score that way. I don't actually know how much each level gives you on Data for Azeroth. I'm not a Data for Azeroth expert, to be honest. But for that being said, I'm not too worried about it. Honestly, Data for Azeroth's cool because it's a leaderboards, but I know realistically I'm not ever going to be high enough on the leaderboards to really be worth going ham on Data for Azeroth. I care more about my personal rating, which you can do on Data for Azeroth too. It's just that all the things is kind of my bread and butter. Oh wow, it's already got the Battleground pop. God, did I just cancel out? There we go. Okay, we're doing, I always want to call this Twin Peaks. That's the TV show. That's not what this is. It's, oh, it is Twin Peaks. Okay, well, that's clearly a reference to Twin Peaks, the TV show, so. Oh, God. Where's all the people? Oh, someone left in the first 30 seconds, and now we're just here. Oh, God. Oh, God, we're fudged. Oh, I could have sworn we're after the first minute, but yeah, we're not. We're getting killed by Jimmy Carter here. Oh, his name's Surtur, not Jimmy Carter. My bad. It's not ex-president Jimmy Carter. He's still alive, I think. He's in hospice, though, so he's probably not gonna be alive for much longer. But and I think he's the oldest living president at the moment, and he's still around. Hopefully he sticks around for a while. As presidents go, he's fairly okay. Generally, I'm not a fan of almost any president. I think my favorite president's Obama, but even he has his skeletons in his closet that a lot of liberals don't want to admit, or Democrats, I guess. But yeah, he's got his own skeletons, but he's better than most presidents. Jimmy Carter was good for his era in the sense that all presidents are pretty goddamn shit overall with their morality. I don't know. I'm sure I'm gonna piss off some American by saying that, but I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but American politics is filled with assholes. And obviously, one party is clearly better than the other. I don't think I need to explain which one. If you aren't sure of that, I don't know what to tell you. They're gonna lose this battleground, by the way, because Horde have the flag. I'm talking politics in the first 4 minutes of a World of Warcraft video, you know? Well, I never Jesus. I never shied away from controversial topics on this channel, so it's kind of just my it's in a way it's like a podcast for me. I just talk about what I feel about, and sometimes it's kind of unrelated to WoW. Oh my god. But yeah, I don't know. World of Warcraft it's not always so easy to talk about just one thing, you know? God, is my healer getting fucked up? That's the healer I want to kill. Aw, man. So, one thing that's worth noting is I'm not very good at battlegrounds. I do it mostly for the honor farming and also because it's just kind of fun for a change of pace. It's also like, you know, you don't have to be good at something to have a good time, you know? I don't know, that's my 2 cents at least on the subject. I think people obsess a little bit too much on whether people on YouTube are good at a game and whether or not they're having fun. If someone's having fun, I don't really care if they're good at the game. Like, you have to understand, the most successful Let's Play I ever had on this channel was me doing Sims 2, and we were taking forever to get through the game. Like, it's not an easy game, mind you, but it's also not... it's not a hard game. I mean, it's hard at times, but if you know what you're doing, like, you can get through it fairly easy. Like, a lot of Sims tubers go through that game fairly easy. But, you know, I don't know. I'd say, it took forever to get through some of the parts of Sims 2. But, you know, I, did alright, you know? The videos were funny, we had creative commentary, the gameplay was still fun to watch, even though it wasn't, like... You know, I don't know. I think, like, obviously, if you're really good at a game, that's gonna be, like, enough, to get some views. But just being, you know, funny, or being, doing, like, a different content than the average Let's Player of a game, I don't know. Maybe I'm full of shit. It's very possible. But I think I wouldn't say been a successful Let's Player, but I've been doing this a while, you know, like on and off, mind you. Like, I was very active from 2010 to 2014, but I've been doing Let's Plays since even 2007. I was just thinking about that earlier. Oh my god, I'm getting fucked up here. My first Let's Play was 2007, which was my Pokemon Gold, and it was a one-off. I didn't get and then I did Crystal. I did Crystal for about a few episodes. Got to the first gym, then I made an episode too long and didn't upload it because I didn't want to edit it. I made an excuse like, oh, it was good content. I didn't want to cut it out. No, it was just laziness. I didn't want to learn to edit. And then, you know, I did videos on and off. I did some World of Warcraft videos. I did Animal Crossing Wild World. So I feel like, though I'm not, like, I haven't gotten huge success on YouTube by far from it, I am a journey. Maybe not a journeyman. I forgot what the term is for someone who's spent a lot of time at something but isn't necessarily, like, good. It might be journeyman, I'm thinking of. Got fucked up there. I have, Space Karen laughed at me. Shut up, Space Karen. That's what you get for being a Space Karen. I'll tell you to shut up. I don't know. So, I'd say that when I say, like, you don't need to be good at to make a successful video. I don't think I'm like, I feel like I have enough time on this website to know that that's accurate. And that's just not to say that if you're really good, it doesn't help. Like, if you're good and do good commentary, it's even better, right? But I think people worry too much about being optimal sometimes on gaming in general, but also just maybe on Let's Plays and just any kind of content creation or just hobbies in general. Everyone feels like they have to be, like, the next, like... I'm getting fucked up here. I feel like everyone feels like they need to be the next big thing, you know? To use a wrestling metaphor for those who know wrestling, I'm sorry if you don't, because this is going to be confusing. Not everyone needs to be Bryan Danielson, you know? Like, yeah, if you're Bryan Danielson, you're the GOAT, right? According to me. I think Bryan Danielson's the best wrestler that ever lived. Or, you know, you could make an argument for Bret Hart or Okada or several other wrestlers. But Bryan Danielson's my GOAT. So, you know, not everyone can be Bryan Danielson. Some people have to be a Curtis Axel, you know? Proficient in the ring. Did not get over, but really good at training other wrestlers and working with them in the ring, you know? Some people are going to be, you know, some people are going to be Brackus. They're not going to get over, but and they're not going to be famous. They're not going to be good, but maybe they got something out of being in the ring. I don't know much about Brackus, so maybe that was a bad example. It's just the first wrestler I thought of who was like not good. You know, I don't know. So the point is, just go out there and be a content creator. You know, don't worry about if you're the best. Don't worry if you're the called me out in chat for not being good enough. Yeah. So I talked about not being good, and then of course someone called me out for not being good. Yeah, I probably wasn't focusing well enough. You know how it is. It's a Let's Player thing. Sometimes when Let's Players start talking, they don't pay attention to the game. This Warlock is pretty tough. But quite frankly, I don't think I've ever advertised myself as being good at games. I think I am good at commentary and not so good at games. That's why when my channel was at the best, it was when my brother was doing the gameplay and I was doing the commentary. Because sometimes I just go off on a tangent and I like feel like I'm talking good, but then I realized like earlier when I was fighting 4 dudes at once and getting pwned, and someone called me out in Battleground chat. So you know, like honestly, like they probably shouldn't have called me out. Like it's people are allowed to be bad at games, you know. I don't know, but they weren't wrong, you know. You know the old joke about you're not wrong, you're just an asshole. That's the situation that was going on there with that person. Like, they shouldn't call me out for not being being good at the game, but they still were not wrong. I was doing very poorly. But like, as long as the Horde don't cap here, we win. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe it didn't need to be good, you know? And now we got the flag, and if we win this, then... We have 2 minutes left. I did almost beat that hunter there. That was pretty cool. I know I should I shouldn't pat myself on the back for almost getting a kill, but we'll do one more battleground and see if I can redeem myself. Oh, jeez. Because I think we're about to win, and like we are definitely about to win, I think, as long as the Horde don't cap here. I've literally seen, I had a battleground yesterday, I wasn't recording, but where literally we lost in the like last second, so like it's totally possible we lose, but with a minute left, we have our flag, you know, I think we're probably in good shape. Oh shit. Oh, with 30 seconds left, I think we got this. It's fine. I didn't do so well in this one, but no, I did good enough damage. But like, damage isn't everything in a battleground. Okay, I think we have time for one more battleground, so let's queue up, see if we can get into another battleground in time. If we go a little bit over, it's fine. Plus, we're about to get to honor level 17, so that's kind of cool. Let's get that herb. Now you see I was a little self-deprecating in that battleground after I got called out, because, I don't know, like, usually I get kind of offended when someone calls me bad, and, like, still, like, he was an asshole for doing it, like, how many times are you gonna see, like, someone be shit in the battleground? Like, you don't need to call everyone out who does that, right? But, that being said, like, I almost felt I got some amount of, comic relief out of being the bad PvPer. I'm still learning, you know? Obviously, going out and fighting in the middle against 4 hordes is not worth, probably what you should be doing, but, you know, I think I'm okay. Like, I'm not too beat up about it. Earlier, I did a dungeon off stream. Off video, I keep saying stream, sorry, it's a fourth habit. And I, like, someone called me a dumb low level, and that actually hurt my feelings more. One, because, like, not that dumb is, like, a slur, but calling someone dumb just feels bad. Where someone just saying, well, like, why was Marcell fighting off in the mid, and 4 people, lol, like, not nice, but, like, I can kind of laugh about it. I can laugh it off, you know? Plus, it's important to get a thick skin. Like, I already know that as a... Like, if I get bigger on YouTube, I'm gonna get so many nasty comments just for being trans, or even not even ignoring my transness, you know, just... Well, being a woman in general, women get treated like shit on the internet, but also just like any content creator, even if they're a white, straight, I almost said cis, man, right? They're still gonna get like nasty comments from someone. But obviously when you're a minority on the internet, it's much worse. As someone who has, you know, I mean, I've been out as queer on the internet for a long time, but, you know, especially since I've come out as trans, like, yeah, worry about getting those comments. I have been lucky that I haven't gotten a ton, but I'm also not that big a channel. Now, obviously no one knows I'm a trans woman on, like, chat, you know. Technically they misgendered me, but obviously I'm playing as a male character, so, like, they're just probably going off of that instead of, like, so much, You may need help with this. Shut up, Zygor. Oh my god, yeah, we're gonna skip this quest. That quest is undoable by my current spec. If there were people around here trying to do quests, it'd be one thing, but at our current level, it's not possible. Well, we're gonna wait 10 minutes for this battleground. I don't think we have that long. I'm gonna actually. I know I said we're gonna do another battleground. I don't think we have time for this one, so I'm gonna leave this queue. 10 minutes left. Like, we couldn't even get through one battleground, even though the queue popped right now. So it is what it is. If I was still doing hour-long videos, it'd be fine. But, like, you know, I'm not doing those anymore, so I can't really do that. Like, I'm already going to have rendering up the wazoo to do because I've recorded 4 videos today. Like, there's no way I'm getting these all edited today. I'm going to be lucky if I have time to edit even one video today. Well, I can get them. I might even get them all edited, but I can't render them all today. But I'll probably just edit one, render one, and then edit one tomorrow or something. It wouldn't even hurt if I just did less recordings tomorrow and did a lot of editing tomorrow. We'll see. Because I like editing, but I try not to do it all day, because it can... I used to say it was one of the more boring jobs you could do. I don't think that's completely accurate, because at least it's a creative job, but... And it's not my job anymore. It used to be. But, like, I'd say that, nowadays, it's more just, like, sitting still. I think maybe it's even for me, because I just have trouble working in general. Like, working is not something that comes easy to me. That's why I'm on disability, etc. So, like, anything that requires sitting there and doing something even slightly monotonous for a really long time really fucks with my head. Even if, like, like, obviously, I wouldn't say it's like, I'm, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not like I'm lucky to be on disability, because it's not, doesn't pay well, and kind of fucks with your, well, it fucks with your self-worth a little bit, even though you shouldn't, because, you know, people should be allowed to get help if they need it. But it also a certain amount of, like, you just don't make that much, and you can't get married, and, I mean, there's a lot of bad things about being on disability. So I'm not going to say it's, like, a good thing that I'm not. Privileged was the word I'm looking for. I'm not privileged for not being able to work, you know? But it's also, like, I don't... Sometimes I feel a little bit bad, because it's like, well... When I'm like, oh yeah, like, it's so hard for me to not work, it's like a lot of people are stuck working no matter what, even if they should be on disability. So, in that way, there's a small amount of privilege that I'm a disabled person who is able to get on disability. But it's not privilege that I'm on disability, it's privilege that I was able to get on disability as a disabled person. Being disabled is not the privilege part. I guess it's just privilege in the sense that, like, I was lucky that I'm on it, you know? But even then, it's not really all that privileged, because, like I said, it's just not a good thing to be on government money. You don't have to work as much, but you don't have that much money to spend on yourself. A lot of the time, all your money goes to rent and food, and then, like, certain expenses don't get paid for, and then it's like you don't have them, or, you know, I don't know. I'll say I am privileged that I have good health care, because not everyone on disability has good health care. I'm just in a state that has good programs for that. I don't know. I have privilege, obviously. There's a lot of things that have, like, white privilege. I have, and that's the big one. I privilege that I don't live in, like, a third world country, or And there's privileges I have. A lot of, like, most, I won't say most people, but a lot of people have some kind of privilege. I am privileged in the sense that my family has enough money that they can send me some money for expenses, right? But I wouldn't say being on disability is privileged, besides the fact that it's hard as fuck to get on disability, even though, like, it's not even all that great. I don't know. Maybe someone can let me know if I'm smoking the ganja. I'm not, but you know what I mean. Like, if I'm overselling that bit of my privilege. Obviously, I have my privilege. That's obvious, you know. But, like, you know, I'm also a trans woman, which, you know, I don't have cis privileges. That's what I'm saying, you know. So, and I'm autistic, and I have a mental disorder. So it's like I have my own things that kind of suck. But not that being trans is a terrible thing. But you know what I mean. Like, in the sense of the privilege of it, it's dangerous being trans sometimes. I don't know. I think it's important to realize our privileges, but also to, like, realize what is tough about ourselves. Because everyone has their own problems in life. It's not saying if you have privilege doesn't mean their life's like a cakewalk, you know? I don't know. Certainly it's not for me. Like, I have a lot of things I have to overcome, but I don't know. So I guess that long-winded thing was to say, like, yeah, sometimes it's hard doing content when I'm, you know, very much disabled, and sitting and editing all day is basically work. It's something I do for fun, but it's, you know, it's a lot of people edit it for a job, and then, you know, it's like, it's hard work. It's not all fun and games. I mean, I have the privilege. I say privilege. I am lucky that it's not my job in the sense that I can do it for fun, and if I don't feel like doing it, I don't have to do it. But if I want to, you know, game the algorithm, I have to at least put out a video like once a week. Not literally. Some people upload once a month and do fine, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot to be said on the subject of privilege and like jobs and that kind of stuff, right? I guess in the sense that I have a computer that's capable of editing is a privilege, and this is that a lot of people on disability could not afford even a computer. Nevertheless, like an editing computer. Like my boyfriend, he does not have a computer. I mean, he does. He has a Chromebook, but like those things are not really built for much. You know, they're mostly for doing like, you know, basic computer things you need to survive. Like, he could not edit on it. He does not game on it, you know? I mean, technically, he might be able to do, like, some Steam on it. I think Steam is on Chromebooks. But, you know, he doesn't have a computer. I have a computer. I'm lucky in that sense. I have two computers in the sense that I have a Steam Deck, you know? A lot of people don't even have one. I have 3 computers, actually. So, like, there's a certain amount of privilege. I don't know. But, you know, that's just kind of a little bit of that. Anyway, I hope this video was okay. I have to admit, it's, I didn't do the best gameplay of my life. I'll admit that at least I, had a good topic, a good discussion. Some of it was unrelated. Some people say, I don't want to get into this because we don't have time really, but some people might say sometimes I'm a little bit, what's it called when you, parasocial, I guess. I didn't realize this until yesterday, and it's that sometimes talking about your real life a bunch can come off as, like, parasocial. That's not really what I'm, like, trying to do. I just, like, it's nice to have a place where you can talk about yourself, you know? Oh my god. And in the sense that, yeah, obviously, I could talk to my friends about that. I could talk to my family about that. But sometimes talking to your followers about your life can come off as like you're trying to make them feel like your friend to make money off them. But let's be honest here. I'm not making any money off this channel, and even if I was, I would still talk about these things because that's the kind of channel I run. I'm not claiming to be your friend. I might become friends with some of you based, just because, people make friends off YouTube. It's not even a parasocial thing. It's literally, it happens. I think it's more parasocial if maybe a big-time content creator talks about their life a bunch. But let's be honest here. That's how they make their living, right? I don't know. Like, parasocial is something that happens with freaking celebrities. Like, if Tom Hanks talks about his troubles, is that a bad thing? I think he's just doing his job. I don't know. Like, obviously, parasocial can be dangerous, but I think it's often on the individual that is in the parasocial relationship that is they have to be more, like, vigilant, right? Like, you have to know when you're watching a streamer, especially a big streamer, they're not your friend. They may talk to you, they may, like, be nice to you or tell you about their lives, but they're not your friend in the sense that it's very one-sided, right? But there's also examples where, like, small streamers, like, I had friends I made through Twitch back in the day. I don't really talk to them anymore, but I would say I was friends with them when I was there. But I was a small channel, like, we're talking below 50 followers on Twitch, right? So it just depends how you do things. But then, like, you're not going to be friends with everyone who follows you. I mean, ideally, you should be able to, like, not be annoyed to shit by everyone who follows you, but I don't know. That's just kind of my 2 cents on the parasocial thing. I don't mean to come off that way. Some might say I trauma dump. I don't think that's entirely accurate. Like, trauma dumping is like if I was, like, go into, like someone's messages and or someone's stream and start talking about my, like, troubles. On my channel, you should be able to talk about what you want on your channel to a certain degree, as long as you're not, like, being hateful or, I don't know, breaking TOS or whatever, right? If someone doesn't want to hear me talk about my real life or my troubles, they don't have to watch, It's kind of like a vlog. Like, would you say a vlog? If someone talks about, like, their mental health on a vlog, is that trauma dumping? I would say no. Because you don't have to watch their vlog, If I went into someone else's video and commented about my mental health, that probably would be considered trauma dumping. Especially if they asked me not to, right? I don't know. So I think parasocial and trauma dumping, these terms get thrown around a lot on the internet. And sometimes people don't really have a good grasp of what, like, the fine line between, like, just being human and these, in these things. Like, I don't know. And especially with the parasocial thing, I just don't think that this quest is ass. The drop rates are atrocious. But I just don't think that someone doing their job to, like, live by, treating their followers like nicely, or, like, telling them about their real life, or, I don't know, selling bathwater or whatever. I just don't think that's, like, people have to make a living. We're in capitalism, right? Like, you can't just, like, sit around and make videos and, like, make them when you want. If you're doing that as a living, you have to, like, push the envelope a little bit. I don't know. I'm sure there are things you could do that would be, like, unhealthy parasocial things, but I think people need to understand that parasocial and the internet, parasocial relationships go back as far as, like, celebrities existing, which has been, as fucking far back as I can remember. I feel like you go back far enough that people had parasocial relationships with fucking Cleopatra, But especially in the internet era, right? And I don't know. I think a lot of the times the unhealthy parasocial things happen when, I kind of repeating myself at this point, but I'll say it one more time. I think the unhealthy parasocial things often happen on the side of the person who's in the parasocial relationship. Because they're just not capable of realizing that they are not, the person is not their friend. And so they might do something, like, bad to, like, I don't know, like, showing up, like, Mick Foley. I don't want to talk about this, like, in the sense that, like, it's his own thing, but he's, like, a pretty big celebrity, so it's okay. He was saying that, like, some fan showed up at his house to ask for money, which obviously there's levels to that. Like, obviously, you should never show up to anyone's house you don't know from the internet. That's a huge boundary thing, and really fucking scary for the person involved, right? But then just, like, also asking them, going to their house to ask anyone for money is kind of fucked, right? So, I don't know. I just, like, that kind of thing is unhealthy. Like, that's, but it's, like, not on the side of the person, like, you can't blame Mick Foley for wanting to, like, treat his fans well because they're the people that, you know, made his career, you know? I don't know, it's just, it's really, like, it's weird. I think parasocial is an interesting topic, but I think a lot of the time it's kind of not really well focused on the internet. I think sometimes people are a little bit, like, they want to blame the content creator, but, like, don't hate the play, I hate the game, I guess, you know? And that's not always, that doesn't always apply to everything, but I think in this situation it does. I think you can't really hate someone for trying to build a channel, you know? I don't know. I'm sure there are unhealthy ways, unhealthy things to do in a parasocial relationship on the side of the person who is the celebrity, you know? I don't know. I'm just saying that, like, I don't really gotta get into it. But I just think that sometimes it's a gray area that people treat with black or white, you know? I don't know. And also, it's just popular to hate on, like, celebrity, like, culture, which, yeah, I mean, I get it. If you're, like, loaded, you're like you have billions of dollars, then yeah, obviously you like kind of suck. But even like people with millions, like there are millionaires that do good things, and hopefully they donate a lot of money. If they don't, then they're kind of ass. But my point being that like if you're a millionaire, right? Like even in that sense, like you like I don't want to like go and say like millionaires are like people you should look up to or whatever. They're just people with lots of money, right? But it's like, it's not the same thing as having billions of dollars. But in the sense that like a parasocial thing, I don't know. Like I can blame like certain celebrities for like, if okay, I guess I'll finish this topic up after this. But like if you're in a parasocial thing and you're like influencing people to like buy like shitty knockoff things, or like influencing people to vote in a bad way, or to do bad things in your name, or like to like dox people, that's where it gets bad. But like if you're just a good person and you're like talking to people and like, you know, they feel like they can talk to you about things, like as long as you're not like out here like telling them you're a friend, I don't know, it's a weird thing, you know. I don't know. I think sometimes parasocial things are a little bit weird. I don't think I'm being parasocial when talking about my like life though. I just don't. Like, I made a career off doing speeches about my, like, upbringing and, like, getting jobs and, you know, being autistic and stuff. And I just don't think, like, was I parasocial for doing that? I don't think so. Maybe there's a certain amount of parasocialness to it, but, like, I wasn't, like, oh, Evil Dawn talking about her autism and making other autistic people, like, inspired. Like, I'm not saying I'm, like, a fucking, like, angel sent from heaven, but, you know, I don't know. Like, I did some good, and I just don't think that you're can blame me for being parasocial. I don't know. Anyway, I could write a whole essay about parasocial discussions. I think a good video to watch on the subject, even though I don't agree with all of it, and some of it contradicts what I'm saying here. Mad Season Show has a thing about parasocial relationships that I really like watching. So there's a little bit of trigger warning in that it does talk about like the whole Sonic Chew situation. I forget his real name, but you know the whole you know that guy who's like, yeah, I don't want to get into it. It's very dark. But if you can't handle Christian, if you can't handle like Christian stuff, I wouldn't watch that. It was a little hard for me to watch because of that, but cause that's there's a whole level of I don't even want to get into that, but you know, I just think that was a really like good video on it, and a good video to watch. And like, yeah, obviously, like I feel like maybe Mad Season may have put a little bit too much blame on the creators themselves, but I think he even mentioned that, like, yeah, like these are people doing their job, like, you know. I don't know. I think it's a good video to watch, and I think if you're a content creator, aspiring or like professional, you should watch that video. For a lot of people, it might be kind of retreaded content, but I think it's a good video, and I think a lot of Mad Season's Pandora's Box videos are pretty good. But anyway, we've gone over here, and I really don't want to go too much longer, so yeah, if you like this video in this kind of like vloggy, like podcasty style, I feel like I do a lot of that in this channel. Or this like Let's Play, but I think it's okay. Yeah, go ahead and leave a like and a comment or subscribe or whatever, you know. It helps the channel. It helps you in the sense that more videos like this will pop up. If you want to watch more WoW collecting videos, I bet you like this one, more will pop up. And then obviously, yeah, there's a certain amount of helping me too, because like it's gonna like pop my videos up too, which I admit I have a stake in. So, but yeah, if you, I'm gonna leave you all. So, leave your comments if you feel like I'm what your thoughts on my parasocial thoughts are, because I feel like it's a good topic, and people, I could be wrong. Maybe there is more blame to be put on like the creators themselves, but I think there's a certain amount of like this, like the celebrity culture, and based on capitalism itself, and I don't know. I think there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. And I think content creators are a major thing because of that, and I think that's where social. You know, I don't know. I don't want to get more. We can talk about it at a different time. But go ahead and, like I said, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you all next time. So, have a good day, night, morning, etc. Bye-bye!